Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright? Nah, what we here on today, Mr. Roll Up? Well, this one is about an update about y'all man, Lil Durk. So let's find out what's going on. How about that?
Lil Durk update. He know who snitching on him. He know exactly who cooperating against him, who telling on him, who gonna get on that stand and testify against him. The government responded to some motions that they put in. Hit the like button. Gold on this video, 1,000 likes. Lil Durk and them lawyers is still arguing about this trial. The judge say this trial is set for January 20th. It's gonna start. Don't care what happened. But they gonna have another hearing January 17th about these motions again. Dirk and them lawyer is arguing about they don't want this snitch to be able to testify. The biggest snitch on the case, the central snitch, the snitch that could really lock Dirk up. Dirk and them lawyers is saying this snitch is a known liar, manipulator, and a fraudster. And Dirk know who it is. He know exactly who these people is. It's no secret. He's gonna be able to defend himself against these people who gonna testify against him. You can't just shock him with people hitting the stand. So he know exactly who the snitch is. He just hasn't put it out. You had to pay attention to the blog to see what's going on to understand who's telling on him. You know, he don't want this guy to get up there and snitch. They feel like his testimony could hurt people because he's a liar, he's a fraudster, and there's other people snitching on this case too that they don't want to get on that stand and testify. You know, Dirk and them lawyers them still trying to get a response to this motion. They're gonna have a hearing on the 17th. Another thing about this case that seems crazy is that they saying that they know for a fact that Lil Pop and Quando was stalked in the car. And they saying it's gonna be hard for OTF to even argue against that. They know that he was followed. It's not no dispute that it was three shooters that shot him, which was Brown Eyes, um, Asa. Let me get it wrong. I'm saying names. It was Brown Eyes, OTF Flocka, and OTF DD was the shooters. Boogie was the driver, and Vonnie was the driver, and the person who paid for everything. And the money that he used was Dirk. He was the main person against it. It looked like Vonnie then took a deal to testify against Lil Durk. Now I could be wrong, but it looks like he then took a deal in exchange for a lower sentence to be able to come home off this case. I don't know if it's 20, 30 years. We've seen Kiso, homie, testify against Kiso in that case that happened out there in Florida where his homie testified and in return got like 20, 30 years. So he's gonna have an opportunity to come home, even though he still got some years. Look like Vonnie is gonna testify. Look like Vonnie might be the person who Dirk talking about. Now, I don't know all the people he's talking about, and I can't stand it, but in this new hearing that's coming up, it talked about how all the defendants was there and all the defendants' lawyers. So you can see all their counsels. It shows you the suspect and it shows you all their counsels. So you see the people that's representing Dirk. You see the people that's representing OTLDD, Brown Ass, Blocker, all of them. You don't see Vonnie name. Vonnie name comes under government counsel. So it looks like it's the government going against Dirk, but everybody got a number. Didi like number two, and then number three, number four, number five. It skipped number one. One is Vonnie. They put Vonnie under government counsel. So I don't know what that means. So it kind of seemed like, he didn't disappear out of the work. He ain't got no motions in. Flocka did put a motion in. I said earlier that Flocka didn't put a motion in. He put a motion in. Everybody else put motions in except Flocka. And his name is not in the new paperwork. And when you see a place where his name could be, you see government shit. So I'm gonna keep y'all updated on this. But Dirk is arguing vehemently that the person who's going to testify against him is a fraud and a liar and a manipulator and it's going to trick the court and keep him locked up on some fake fraudulent shit. I'm going to keep y'all updated.
Alright. So y'all heard that, right? Let's bag it up a little bit. Right.
Like he didn't took a deal.
Y'all see that guy right there? It's OTF Vonnie. As one of Lil Durk homies that was like behind the scenes that y'all didn't see too much. But this is the guy right here. Yeah, him right there. He is the one that's gonna tell everything. It's crazy because he was the one that was running everything, and now he about to tell everything. This is what goes on in the criminal world. Everybody act like they tough. Everybody act like they witty. Everybody act like they down. But when they get behind the walls in the interrogation room, it's a whole different story. Soon as them detectives tell them, "Hey, you looking at the rest of your life in prison. If you don't get these guys up, you gonna be in there for the rest of your life." And these guys, they not gonna care. They not about to send you nothing. They not about to visit you, nothing. This is how the detectives talk to these guys that they bring in. Your family gonna end up forgetting about you. Your kids gonna grow up and you know not like you because you didn't want to come home for them. You wanted to stay in jail for some guys that don't give a fuck about you, you know. And this is how the detectives talk to these people, man. And they apply a lot of pressure on them. And they like, basically, we got you caught. We seen you do this, we seen you do that. So check this out. If you just go ahead, tell us who started what, how everything happened, blah, 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 we'll let you go or we'll cut some of your time off, blah, blah, blah. And these guys fold, man, because everybody ain't going for that. Everybody ain't trying to sit in jail for the rest of their life. A lot of guys ain't trying to sit in jail at all. And that's why you get a lot of guys that tell on multiple cases, cold cases get solved and things like that, because that's what these guys be doing. They make these profit deals with these detectives. And it's like, hey, if I tell you this, this, and this, will y'all let me go? You know, and that's how them profit deals happen. So with this guy, he got caught up because he was the mastermind behind all this shit. He was dealing with, all the bank accounts, the credit cards, he had the whole account on lock. You know what I'm saying? So he funding the damn crimes and shit like that. And the feds get on his ass. Hey, you the one that set all this shit up. Was what? And then boom, everybody else get locked up. Now he pretty much disappeared off the case. So now everybody saying, yeah, he the guy that's snitching. Well, there you have it. It's fucked up, but that's what come with the game. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know when you in the criminal world, you cannot be committing crimes with a lot of people. Matter of fact, you should be committing a crime with nobody. If you're gonna commit a crime, you need to do that by yourself. If you can't do it by yourself, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? But when you got multiple people involved in a crime, is usually gonna be at least one person that's gonna run their mouth. It's gonna be at least one person that's gonna hate on the come up, or the celebration or whatever it is, and then try and backdoor you. You know, that's just the criminal world. So now what they saying with Durk is Durk know who snitched on him. Be quite frank, Durk been on. You know what I'm saying? He known since he came in, type shit. It's a thing that they give you called a discovery packet. When you go to jail for your crime and you fighting your case, they give you a discovery packet. A discovery packet is all of the evidence that they got against you. Co-defendants, witnesses, victims, evidence, blah, 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 blah. All of that shit is in your discovery packet. And they give that to you soon as you get locked up. Because this is your defense against your case. This is everything that they got on you. So Now you got to figure out how you gonna rebuttal this. So Durden known this off the rip. He probably just didn't say nothing, because he on street time. But you know, Durk known this from the rip, man. You know, but long story short, on all of that, I don't think that he the only one that's telling. I believe it's two more guys that's supposed to be telling. One of them supposed to be OTF Jam. That now they saying that he like completely disappeared. They don't know where he at. So yeah, it sounds like he's snitching too. And they got a third one that they said that's talking as well. And they said he from Los Angeles. So I believe it's three snitches on this case, but this is the star snitch right here, OTF Vonnie, you know. But man, Dirk got trial January 20th, you know. That's about 2.5 weeks. So he gonna learn his fate in 2.5 weeks. He gonna see everybody get up there on that stand and go against him, and it's gonna be over, man. It's gonna be over. He already know it's over. You know what I'm saying? But this trial is just gonna seal the deal. I believe that the jury gonna come back, with a verdict very quickly with deliberation. I believe they gonna come back real quick, and I believe it's gonna be an easy guilty, and it's gonna be a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Especially after this guy get on the stand and point Dirk out, it's gonna be over because he the mastermind of all of this. So his word is gonna stick. You know what I'm saying? Flat out. When he get up there on the stand, he gonna have to break down everything that he did, everything that he know, everything that he a part of. When he break all of that shit down, they gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, he really stand next to Lil Durk. And then he gonna point out Lil Durk. And it's gonna be over with. That's how this shit go, man. I just said this before. When the feds come get you, they got you. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why they came and picked them up. You're guilty. And the feds is gonna get that guilty conviction. How about that? It's been another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.